When we started writing our thoughts down on paper, it opened up endless possibilities. Ideas could grow beyond the borders of the mind, and it changed the world. Somewhere along the way, we lost touch with paper, distracted by devices made for every purpose except for thinking and focus. On edge, waiting for the next notification. But what if new technology didn't pull us away from paper, but brought us closer to it? Listen. That's not paper. It's the sound of the new Remarkable Paper Pro, rewriting the future. A paper tablet with a true color ink display, gentle reading light, and unheard of tactility. With digital features for taking notes, thinking, and organizing, without any distractions. Paper is about to change the world again. Get your paper tablet at remarkable.com today.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna talk and see where this goes. It's so early, and I am heading into put on jungle boots and body armor and the gun belt and do the whole, gun for hire kind of thing this morning. And I'm not a morning person. You might think that all those days, in the military would make me a morning person, getting up super early, or when I was growing up, commercial fishing and all that stuff would make me a morning person. I'm not a morning person, never have been. I don't think it works that way. I think some people are just morning people and some people are night owls. I'm very much not a morning person, but here it is very, very early. And I'm headed to work, and I thought I would just talk to you guys about some updates and some things going on. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it'll be a good episode. But you guys, if you keep up and listen to a lot of the episodes, you may know that I've been taking my neighbor's daughter shooting for the past, over a year, I think. She has like the joint custody thing, so she goes back and forth. And when she's around, I like to take her shooting. Her parents don't really shoot much, and she really wanted to get into it, so they asked me to teach her. Very humbled by that, so I've been taking her out shooting. She's been shooting some of my guns, 22s, and we've been doing it quite a bit, and she really enjoys it. I say, whenever you're out, you ever hear me out shooting and you want to come join, just come out and come shooting with me, and we'll shoot. And she takes me up on that offer quite a bit. And we've been doing all kinds of fun drills, even having her working from the draw and shooting on the move and stuff like that. She really likes it. She mostly likes the handgun, although she does like a 22 rifle as well. Well, anyway, yesterday, her dad and I have been plotting together that maybe we get her own gun. So he met us, took some time off work during the middle of the day. I was off yesterday, and we met at a gun store and had her look at some different guns. She looked at the Ruger Mark IV, which was going to be my number one pick. I didn't figure she'd pick it because she's more into the cool tactical aspect of guns and that kind of thing. And the Ruger Mark IV just doesn't look like a regular gun. It's a great gun, a really good heirloom quality, hand down a generation's gun. But that's not what she picked. She also looked at the Glock 44, which is their 22. Thankfully, she didn't pick that. She looked at the Taurus 22. She wasn't really impressed with that. I wasn't super impressed with that. I mean, for the money, it's probably a decent gun, but didn't really like it. It was a fat girl, that Taurus. It was just chunky. But tried that one. Tried the SIG P322, which is one of the ones that I have that she shoots quite a bit and likes. She didn't pick that one. She tried a couple of other ones, but the one she really liked was the FN22. It's like the it looks like the FN45 Tactical, but shrunk down in a 22. She really, really liked that. As soon as she picked it up, like her eyes lit up. She worked all the controls on it and was handling it well. And so that's the one she picked. And I'm sure that I was fairly confident it was going to be a good gun. So that's the one she picked. And her dad met us down there, so, I wasn't buying a gun for her. Dad got it for her as a gift, which is totally legal. And we also got her a 1022. So she picked out a 1022, maybe more on that another time, but it didn't. Anyway, so we got home. We didn't have a ton of time that night, so we just shot her. She drove home with me. Her dad had to go back to work. She chatted my ear off like, teenage girls will do. Quite a long drive to the nearest decent-sized city. And, she chatted my ear off about teenage girl stuff. So, there's that. catching up on all the cool music and I guess movies. I don't have TV, so yeah. And then we got home and she shot it really well. She was really excited about it, and that was great. So that's just some encouragement there on. I shot that gun too, actually, and it shot really well. So a range report, I was really impressed with it. It's a good gun. So yeah, it's a very fun gun, very cool gun, which is I think why she picked it. But also a decent shooting gun. Came with good full suppressor height sights for co-witness. It comes cut for a red dot, comes threaded. Got a very good trigger, actually. I was impressed because a lot of their center fires, a lot of the FN center fires, I've not been impressed with their triggers. So it had a really good trigger, even for a 22. It's got a good trigger. So she did really well. Did really well with her, gun handling and stuff like that. And she had a great time last night when we were shooting. So just a reminder to, hopefully get other people into shooting. Take people out shooting. You never know, because if I hadn't, maybe she'd never get into shooting. So just a thing to think about. She asked me about if she could go to a competition with me sometime. I don't think she's ready for that yet, but when I do think she is ready, I would be honored to take her. But anyway, so some pretty cool updates there. I recently got back into competition shooting pretty regular. I've gone the last couple of weeks. Steel Challenge, it is I hadn't shot it in over a decade when I went 2 weeks ago. And I realized that I had to work on some stuff. I had to humble myself and go back to basics. I did okay, but had to humble myself and go back to basics. For years, I was trying to make the podcast a full-time income. Still not there yet. But and a lot of that time, I was doing a lot of dry fire and a lot of 22 shooting because I was digging into savings anyway, trying to make the podcast a full-time income. And I didn't want to shoot a high volume of center fire because it adds up in money, right? You go blow through a couple hundred rounds in an afternoon, that can add up, especially if you do that day after day. But getting back into it, there were some things that I was getting lax on and just shooting the 22 and just dry firing. And not just, but when I was doing center fire, I was doing a lot of accuracy work, confirming my zeros, things like that. But shooting fast and shooting more recoil does require some more aggressive stance and grip and things like that. So I've been going back to basics, working on my grip, working on my stance. You're never too good for the basics, guys. I'm never too good for the basics. I went again this week after working on those quite a bit. I was blessed. It's a local match, but I was blessed that I got third overall. And first out of anybody shooting iron sights. I went back to basics. I love optics on handguns, but I thought I'm going to go back to basics, go back to my 15-year-ish old, circa 2010-ish Smith & Wesson M&P iron sights, and just shoot iron sights. So I got third overall, and most of the people there running optics, and I got first place, blessed by God to get first place out of anybody running iron sights and center fire iron sights. So, blessed be the Lord my rock, who trains my hands for war and my fingers for battle. So I just thought that was some cool updates of what's going on with me. Very much I forgot how much I love competition shooting. And I've done a couple outlaw matches here and there, done a couple of big tactical matches, and I do okay in those. And obviously I train and stuff for work and do the quals for work and stuff like that, but really getting back into competition shooting, and especially Steel Challenge, that's a great one to get into if you're wanting to get into competition shooting. If you shoot a Glock anyway, I would suggest the GSSF matches, Glock Shooting Sports Foundation. They do a good job they do a good job of making their competitions fun and simple and friendly for beginners. Steel Challenge is probably your next best one. IDPA has a lot of rules. It's not bad. USPSA that's a steep learning curve. That's a steep barrier to entry. You need a lot of stuff to compete in that. You don't need a lot of stuff to compete in Steel Challenge. They even have rimfire divisions, which is what if that girl comes, she'll compete in. But rimfire division in Steel Challenge can be a lot of fun and not very expensive. It can really, really up your skill level. So just something to think about there. I forgot how much I just really, really enjoy and look forward to competitions and competition shooting. And I'm blessed to see that there is a competition nearby that has a competition during the weekday, because often I can't do them on the weekend. On Sabbath, I rest. And Although I love, it's not just you shall not work on Sabbath. It's you shall not work and you shall rest, right? So I love competition shooting. I would not call it a rest. So I don't generally do it on Sabbath, and a lot of competitions are on Sabbath. So it's nice to find one, and find one that they do in the evening now that it's getting dark later, during the week. That is fantastic. So just some thoughts there on what you guys might look into, and just some updates. And I guess that's it for now. Pretty soon I'll have to get off of here and start the other job. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all that you do. For our tactical verse of the day, how about we do commandment number 4? Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor the stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. That is commandment number 4. Remember it. It's how the commandment starts. I think a lot of people forget about it, but remember it. It's a blessing. The Sabbath was made for man, Jesus says. It's a blessing, so enjoy it. And have a blessed day.